What's up, guys? It is the second episode of the Metro Drive, and today we're going to talk about, I want to talk to you real quick about so-called friends. And this isn't like a, for a lot of people, this isn't going to be a new topic. I think we can all safely identify people that are, you've been hearing a lot about negative energy, negative influences, and, those are pretty easy to spot, right? If someone's a negative influence, it's like a company that does a really, really good job with their marketing is that Clementines, the ones with the oranges. It's like, good choice, kid. Like, you see, like, they're trying to get their other kids to go break into the construction site, and then they get cement poured on them. It's like, good choice, kid. That was obvious. So those negative influences are pretty easy to spot. I want to talk about those, like how to really spot someone who might even be your friend. I had a chance to speak with, I've spoken with a lot of kids. I taught youth for probably a decade almost, pretty close to a decade. And I was speaking with this young man last night, and I was like, so what do you think of it? I mean, look, it's your decision. This is on you. He's 14 years old. I'm not gonna go to his house, throw him over my shoulder, and bring him to class. Like, you in or you out? What's the deal? And he's like, man, I don't know. I said, what don't you know about? And he's like, my friends. I said, what about your friend? You gotta ask your friends if you can do jiu-jitsu? He's like, no, I mean, if I just see them on the street, they're just like, hey, you wanna go hang out? And I was like, so what? If your friends wanna hang out, you're just gonna like not ever do anything? Like, you just kind of go do what they say? He's like, yeah, kind of. That's just kind of how it is. And I was like, bro, you got to realize that people like that, like someone who, I am the poster child for this. I've had relationships, some real tight relationships that, like, I consider them real close because we hung out every day and we did, like, it was like the quote unquote funnest time. We had so much fun together, and I can't remember really one deep conversation I had with them. So as time went on, like, I was like, this guy's my friend, we're real tight, he's my boy, whatever. And as it played out, I was just his playmate. Like, it's like, we were like, just kind of like, we made play dates together. Like, hey, I don't want to go, to Dave and Buster's alone, will you come with me? Hey, I don't want to go to the movies alone, will you come with me? It was like a weird sort of security blanket situation going on. And when I say I was young, guys, I was like much younger. But how many of those do we have? Like, people that, you want to do something and you want to set a goal. Let's say I want to open a business. I want to open a gym. I want to open an Etsy store. I want to open, I want to start designing shoes. I want to, whatever it is, I don't care. I want to develop a video game. Whatever it is, if you got those ambitions and their first response is, bro, that'll never work out, or here's why that won't work, or, man, do you know how that, like, that alone is one attribute that you might have a non-friend. Okay, you might just have a fun, we'll call them, I gotta find a different word other than playmate, but you like just someone to hang out with. You've got a high school friend, someone who is supportive and wants to see you succeed and wants to grow with you. Because it's amazing how, like, once you set your standards for yourself a little bit higher, how many people like it comfortable where they're at. They're just like, hey, you know what, I've got to, people don't want to see other people grow. They just don't. It's a lot easier to pull someone back down to where you're at than to rise to the occasion with them. And that's why a lot of friends get lost. I lost at a few different points through my life. I lost all of my friends after high school. Not one. I lost them all. I lost, and then a few years later, like around 20, you get married, you lose a lot of friends. It's just the nature of it. And then, like, you develop new ones, obviously, but it really shows you what the value of that is. And then, so now, are they going to be supportive? And two, are they going to actually, like, do they feel comfortable enough? This might seem like it's the opposite of what I just said, but it's not. To challenge what you're going to say. To really get you to critically think. Some of the closest people I've got, in my circle to kind of help with things, they don't just provide lip service. They tell me genuinely, like, hey man, you're messing up. Like, you're messing up, and here's why. You know, they feel comfortable saying that. And I feel comfortable, you know, with that feedback from them. If you've just got people who are, yeah, you know, it's one way or the other. Either it's just false praise, like, oh, you got it, no sweat, don't worry about it, and it's not really any good advice, or it's all negative. Hey, here's why this won't work, bro. Don't worry, you're good where you're at. Those are non-friends. Those are non-friends, and you need to, guys, you got to grow. You can give them the option to grow with you, or you can just say, you know what? I mean, here's what I'm gonna do, man. It's got to be this way for a little bit. It's tough. I mean, it's tough, and honestly, I've never had one where I was like, I can't kind of give them that ultimatum, and they rose to the bar with me. It just hasn't happened. They all went by the wayside. You know, David, you've changed so much. That's not who you are. I get this all the time. I want the old David back. This is how the old David used to be. And it's just like, I don't want the old David. Why would 30-year-old David want my 12th grade high school David? I mean, and we all know 30-year-olds who are still have a high school mentality. So it's like, why would I want that? If you want that, then that really shows me where you're at. So guys, you got to examine that. And it doesn't matter whether you're 19, it doesn't matter whether you're 14, 24, 34, 44, 54. You need to examine the people around you, because they will mandate exactly how much you succeed and how much you push yourself. Good people around you, they're not going to let you settle. Like, once you hit one milestone, they're going to be like, cool, what's next? You know, where are you going next? What are we doing next? They're never going to let you settle. You guys heard me talk about the story a lot. We used to do I think it's 5, might have even been 4:30 or 5 a.m. Shark Tanks. And that was just, you know, early morning jiu-jitsu rolls. Every one of us hated being there. Every one of us were tired and angry when we walked in, but every one of us were, I still talk to my wife, Amanda. She's like, does it make you upset that you don't get to sleep in on your days off on Saturdays and Sundays? And I was like, no, because by the time because I go to work out with Coach Mo, and I was like, no, because by the time I'm done working out, I've accomplished something and everyone else is still in bed. Do you know what that feels like? Do you know what it feels like to have done more by the time everyone wakes up than they'll do the rest of the day? It feels amazing. I'll tell you, you should try it. Just once, it'll be a good habit. But guys, that's the tip. Just examine the people around you, examine the friends, and it's tough. Trust me, I know it's tough. But unless you want to be stagnant, and unless you want to be looking at your life in 10 years exactly where you're at right now, and saying nothing has changed, you got to do it. So we'll talk to you guys soon. And as always, hit us up. You can message us for more information about our adults programs. Metro Jiu-Jitsu, we're in Southgate, next to Planet Fitness on Eureka. And our kids classes are starting pretty soon here, about 5. Adults classes are at 6:30. See you guys on the mats.